my car connected to my I was recording and my car connected, my phone connected to my car. Then my take it off a disconnect, and then my other phone connects to the car and starts playing some Chief Keef. Sorry. I took my hair out, like I said. I think I like it. I like the little curls. This is kind of what I wanted. I did get used to seeing my hair in such big, like little big things, but I think this looks good. I think this suits me. Realistically, I wanted to talk about a couple things because a lot of things have been happening in the world. For those that don't know, first I want to talk about this right here. The whole thing in Russia. Have you guys heard about that? The fucking terrorist attack. I guess these 4 ISIS guys, they're claiming ISIS had a part in this. I don't know if any of you guys are well delved into the ISIS conspiracies, but a lot of people claim that that ISIS is actually a group funded by the Central Intelligence Agency. Do I believe that? I don't know. But have I heard of those things before? I have stumbled upon that. I've also heard that it's supposed to actually stand for the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Do I think that? I don't know. Have I heard of those things before? I have. I don't know. I think it's definitely crazy. I always think, loss of life, regardless of religion, race, anything of the sorts is always, it's a painful thing. It's not something that should be as common as it is every day. Death is a prevalent thing. It's part of the cycle of life. But, when atrocities like this are committed, it's very eye-opening, and it should be eye-opening for anyone, especially this situation here. I feel like had this been in the United States, we would have, heard about it more, obviously, but we're kind of desensitized to it almost, because we're like, okay, we hear about so many mass shootings now. It's like, okay, whatever. It's just, now it's like a normal fucking thing, apparently, that we have to just live with until, I guess, we get gun control, and then the good gun owners can no longer defend themselves, their homes, or the country, because, responsible gun owners not only protect, like I said, their home and their families, but they're protecting their community, which in turn is basically protecting their country. Are they out there fighting wars? Not per se, but they are still defending the homeland. Being a responsible firearm owner is basically like being a part of the Homeland Security team. Realistically, you may not have a badge, but nigga, you are part of our Homeland Security. So like, we need more responsible gun owners out there, because realistically speaking, I know this video is not about that. I just figured I should get this point across. It's because the people that break the laws, that have firearms illegally, don't give a fuck about clearly don't care about the law or having an illegal firearm. And even if you outlaw it, people are always gonna find a way. Even there are still gonna be responsible gun owners out there. They might not be responsible gun owners anymore, because if they do, certain things to regulate how our right to bear arms, however they want to regulate it. But realistically, outlawing it like that would just put us more in a bind as responsible citizens to the criminals that also live amongst us in the society. But the point I wanted to attack is that in Russia, they don't have guns. I mean, they have guns. Like, every country in the fucking world has guns, but like, their citizens, I'm pretty sure they just can't bear arms like that. And not a lot of them do, not only because of like, you don't really want, not even like, depending on how you run your country, if you want to be all powerful and all that, you don't really want your citizens armed down to the fucking socks, because then anyone can easily try to rebel against you over that, you would think. I mean, we look at us in the United States, it definitely speaks louder. Just because you have a gun doesn't mean that we will use that to defend our rights in this country. Not throwing any ideas out there, but out there it's different. People that have guns usually are military, fucking Russian mafia, shit like that. So this was like a coordinated thing. And I'm not saying the government's behind it. No, but like, if you watch, because there's interrogation videos and the torture videos, that's what I was trying to look for. I was trying to see these niggas like I know they're not going to leak the whole torture and interrogation, but like, I want to see what they're saying, because like, it could be one of two things. These guys, what if they didn't catch the right guys? And they're not saying that they're just torturing innocent people, but like, what if these people never even were involved on some like Lee Harvey Oswald type shit, where he claimed that he wasn't even, like, he was working with someone else, or that he even claims that he wasn't the gunman. So like, situations like that. What if they were set up and they actually weren't the gunmen. But there's video footage, and I guess that's them. I've heard people say that that's actually not them. That's why some of the footage has their faces blurred out. I don't know. I just know what I've heard, and I only know what I know. Well, not even or. I also just want to hear, like I said, just what they were going to say. Like, from what they said, they got contacted through Telegram, apparently. And they were offered $1 million or 1 million rubles, however the Russian currency is called. And they were, basically ordered to carry out the hit. And they had received half of the payment prior, I believe. The guy mentioned that the weapons were given to them. So it's kind of like, and then, they're asking, like, well, who's them? They're not saying anything. So it's just a very interesting approach. And then after that, ISIS-K is immediately taking responsibility for the thing. I don't know. Just seeing the state of the world is in. And then also, Putin is saying that they were trying to flee towards the area of Ukraine, towards the Ukrainian borders, which is very interesting because a lot of people are saying, oh, this is a ploy to fucking be able to go and, push the front and attack, have a stronger aggression towards Ukraine, or this is to escalate to nuclear war because now Russia's been attacked on its soil and civilians have been killed. So now this guy's about to go over there and unleash the fucking mother of all bombs. Niggas about to drop a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Moab on these niggas. So a lot of shit is going on. Realistically, the world governments have more intelligence than us. And they're going to find out who the fuck was really behind this shit. Because that was, even if ISIS, was this, they're going to still find out realistically. Because ISIS is funded by someone, unless they have oil money. So, but the thing is that, well, who's going to fucking fund by ISIS? If ISIS has oil money, I per se, I'm not saying they do. But if they did, who would support them? So, someone is funding this group. They're not just running around the fucking desert finding Kalashnikovs in the sand like Prince of Persia. That's not how that shit works. You know how, when we left Afghanistan and just left all our shit there? And then people are like, well, because it's cheaper to just leave it there and abandon it versus, bringing it back with us. Because, you got to ship it, the cost of bringing it on the plane and all that. Okay, cool. But when you just leave weapons like that, it opens it up to shit like this. Then the second thing is, the border problem. If these people, let's just say they were migrants, people love to blame immigrants for things. Let's say these people were migrants, right? And they were vicious. They were obviously ruthless killers. I'm not saying everyone at the border down south at the border crisis right now is a fucking terrorist. I'm not saying that. But I will say, if anyone had any bright fucking ideas of how they wanted to do something to this country, if they wanted to, there's so many opportunities where something like that could actually happen to us. And then here's where our Patriot Act from 2001, what you would hope would take effect into protecting us from something like that. But realistically, we've all seen how many mass shootings the Patriot Act has prevented. So that thought can go right out the fucking window, realistically, because that's just not going to happen. The world is going through a lot of crazy and very interesting things. I honestly, believe it or not, I didn't even hear anything about this whole Russia thing on the news. I actually found this shit on Instagram. And I'm like, why the fuck, why is this not being talked about on the news? Maybe it is, just maybe it's, I'm not, because, I'm working, so I don't really have time to watch every fucking second of the news channel. But it's that should be something that's more spoken about. I know it happened in another country, but it's people need to remember, you have a home, right? And your home is your little space, your little four walls, right? And then your room within that home is really your own little world. But you have to remember that your room is part of a house that may or may not have other people in it, right? And then the best part about that is that your house is on the earth with the rest of us. So whatever happens over there is going to impact us over here. We may not live over there, but if those niggas is talking about blowing the world up, I don't think that's going to impact us over here. So I'm just saying, I hope everyone told the dog, the cat, the goldfish, aunties, grandmas, mommies, uncles, nieces, nephews, great ashes, the fucking caterpillars, the crickets. Have y'all told anything that the world may or may not be getting blown the fuck up soon? How do you explain, hey, these niggas over here is fighting And we have nothing to do with it. We chilling. But since they're mad, they're about to blow everybody up. How did we get to this point? I don't know. Just people need to ask more questions. I'm not here to sit here and try to be a miracle man. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying I have all the answers. I'm just saying, just think about certain things. Sometimes some shit don't just add up, you know? Just saying. Just saying.